In this episode, I talk about how to make your online course outsell your competition.
Welcome to the Online Course Coach Podcast, brought to you by TrueFocusMedia.com. Whether you're a beginner or expert, this is the podcast for the latest in online course creation tips, news, interviews, and ideas. And here's your coach, Jeff Long.
Welcome back to another episode of the Online Course Coach Podcast. And as you know, if you've been listening to the show for any amount of time, this is a podcast that talks about all aspects of creating online courses, whether it's just formulating your ideas, building your audience, creating your course, knowing what learning management system you use, how to create effective course videos, marketing. There are so many topics that we cover, so make sure to subscribe to this podcast so you get each and every show coming directly to you. But today we talk about how to make your online course outsell, or another word might be outperform, or be better than your competition. You know, it's easy to get overwhelmed when there's other courses in your industry, in your area, in your niche, right? But by using these tips, you can become confident in your course and you can outperform your competition. Now, notice I didn't say dominate your competition. I feel like there's a lot of podcasts or a lot of people, online marketers, whatever, that say, hey, here's how to, dominate your competition. I'm not one of those people. I look at people that are in my space or have similar courses or content or podcasts. I don't look at them as how to dominate, my competition. I want to serve other people. I want to create partnerships, and I want to create win-win opportunities for other people in the same industry. So I really don't want to take that approach in this podcast. We're not talking about how to dominate your competition. We're really talking about how to find ways, simple ways to improve your course, improve your marketing, that maybe you will outsell your competition, but maybe your course will go deeper or have a longer impact with your students than other people in your industry that have a similar course topic. But right before we get into that, this episode is brought to you by Easy Video for Courses. Did you know that online courses that include videos are 83% more effective in helping students remember the information better? I know that you want to create an effective online course to share your expertise and grow your income. One of the hardest parts of creating a course is knowing how to create effective course videos. Most people don't know the right equipment to use without wasting money, are overwhelmed with how to use the video software, or they don't feel confident in front of the camera. That's why I created Easy Video for Courses. I've created hundreds of videos over the years, and I have a step-by-step process to help you create effective course videos. I'll show you how to find and use the right video gear at any price, even with equipment you already have. I'll share tips on how to feel confident on camera, as well as how to create videos even if you don't want to be on camera at all. I've really taken out all the confusion out of this process so you can make effective course videos in half the time, even if you don't like technology. Just think, you can sit on the sidelines and not create your course, or even keep using poorly made videos in your course, which really won't help your students be effective in their learning process. Or you can be confident in the equipment you have and comfortable with the camera so you can actually do what you want to do, which is create effective and successful online courses. So go to easyvideoforcourses.com to learn more and get the course. And for a limited time, I'm offering a $50 discount to podcast listeners. So use the coupon code podcast when you're checking out for that discount, just for a limited time. So again, go to easyvideoforcourses.com to check that out. All right, so let's talk about how to make your online course outsell your competition. So the first thing to consider is you are unique, and that means your course is different, and that's a good thing. Okay, so even if your course topic is the same, it's going to be different than your competition. So don't feel like, this person already has a course about this topic. Well, I can guarantee you the content will be different. Even if some of the steps overlap or are the same, there's going to be some difference. I was just on a call yesterday as part of my mastermind group, and Jesse Cole was speaking to all of us. He just wrote the book, Find Your Yellow Tux at findyouryellowtux.com. And he literally wears a bright yellow tuxedo and hat every day to work. Now, he is the owner of a baseball team, the Savannah Bananas, and he told us, there's Major League Baseball, there's minor league, which is AAA, AA, single A, there's professional college, there's college. He is like the lowest step on the level of baseball, maybe a step above high school or intramural or something like that. But he regularly sells out games. There's waiting lists to be on season ticket purchasers. I mean, he has an amazing story to tell about how to stand out from your competition. And, he said something that he was like, no one ever said, wow, that person's really professional. If you meet somebody and they say, hey, I'm a professional, blah, 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 I own a professional company. Nobody's impressed by that, right? We're only impressed when somebody's different, when they're remarkable. So if you don't stand out, then you won't be remarkable. So think about ways where you can stand out. So maybe your course topic is the same. Well, how can you flip that? How can you make it unique? How can you make it fun? How can you make it engaging so that when a student is comparing yours and their course, you and your competition's course, there's an easy no-brainer, hey, I'm going to go with your course and not your competition's. And don't make it just about price. A lot of times, most of the time, people aren't buying courses or anything just based on the price. And if they are those really the students you want? I'd rather have students that know the value that my courses or my students' courses provide, and they're not shy, or they're okay with paying a little bit more, because they know that the value is there. They don't want a cheap course that probably won't effectively teach them or get them where they need to go. So don't just think that, hey, if my course is cheaper, then I can gain some traction. What can you add? What bonuses? What content? What is the thing that you can what is the thing you can do to make it remarkable? So go to findyouryellowtux.com. Check out even the video that's on the homepage, buy Jesse's book. I don't get any, money from this, of course. It's just, I met him yesterday. He's a fantastic guy doing some amazingly funny and unique things. He said, for instance, they have in their parking lot attenders, the people helping people park. He said, I thought it'd be funny if they wore penguin costumes. So we have a bunch of penguins, showing people where to park. Plus, like I said, he wears a bright yellow suit each and every day to work, not just on game days. Each and every day he wears that bright yellow tux and hat. So he is amazing at being unique and helping people market through unique ways. So number 2 is think about ways to outserve your students. One of those ways is maybe you send them a gift. A book I really recommend is Giftology by John Ruland. He talks about different ways to be remarkable, different ways to give gifts. And so think about what you could send them. Maybe you want to send them, I was a part of a course and we got brownies, which were amazing. They were amazing brownies for being, kind of wrapped and sent to us. Now you do have to think about food allergies, where there's a gluten allergy, an intolerance, of this, of that. You really have to be careful these days. You don't want to send somebody a bag of peanuts or something and they're deathly allergic to peanuts. So think about that. But you can send them other things. You could send them a personalized card to each student, welcoming them. What if even you picked up the phone and you called each student? I mean, how amazing would that be, right? If they were on the computer buying a course and then the next day they got a personal phone call from the instructor, just welcoming them and just reaching out to say thank you. You could even offer more personalized or personable customer service. Maybe there's more access to you. Maybe it's free email access for a month. Maybe it's different types of access. Maybe it's a private Facebook group or whatever. Think about ways that could outserve your students that your competitors don't have. Number 3 is pick a niche and create a course for that target audience. One of the things I did early on in my course career, I guess I'm putting that in air quotes, is I created some WordPress courses way back when there just weren't many at all. Now you can, throw a dart, or you can probably do 3 clicks online and be taken to a WordPress course. They're all over the place, which is fantastic. But back then, instead of just creating a general, hey, here's how to create a WordPress website, I created specific courses just for different industries. So I had how to create a WordPress course if you are a public speaker, or if you are an author or a coach. And I had different industries that I created customized courses for. Now, here's a little fun tip is you could create pieces where you customize the course and generic parts where you don't. So even though I had several courses made just for specific industries, there were pieces of that course, there were lessons and modules of this course that were highly customized, just for speakers, just for authors, or just for coaches, or whatever that was back then. And then a lot of times the bulk of the content, making a WordPress website, was more general. Everybody had the same content. So think about your course. What could you branch out and create specific targeted courses where maybe 40% of the content was customized specifically for that industry, and maybe 60% is usable in many industries, and you can really streamline your course. So that's just a really cool tip that I've seen that work successfully both in my own courses as well as other people over the years. The fourth strategy to make your course outperform your competition is to go deeper. Pick a few parts of the process and go deep. Just like with easy video for courses, I could have really been a lot more broad. There are 10 modules, and we go through, the technology, the lighting, the gear, the equipment. And I don't just give the most expensive option, I give free, cheap, and professional options. And so I really break it down step by step, but I don't go into all the minutia that would really lose a lot of my students. I don't want to overcomplicate things. I really want to bring it down to a beginner level so they feel comfortable and confident with the equipment, the software, and making videos. So how can you go deeper? Maybe it's finding supporting topics or problems your students have and create courses about that. So if you find that your industry, everybody's creating a course on X, Y, or Z, what are those subtopics? Maybe it's how to market X, Y, or Z, or how to build your audience for X, Y, or Z. There's a lot of supporting topics that your students want to know. I heard it said that one of the first millionaires in the gold rush was not somebody that struck it rich finding gold. It was somebody that supplied tools to the gold miners. So what are some tools you can create to your students that will help them be successful? And maybe that's your success. So again, go deeper, find a few parts of the process or supporting topics or things that your students want to know and create courses about that. So instead of creating that main course that everybody does have, create a supplemental course or a course that is a sideways, on the side of the topic, but not the exact topic. Number 5, partner with your competition to find gaps in each other's courses and serve each other's audiences. This works well. Like I said at the very beginning, I don't like, talking about how to dominate your competition and all that. I want to find ways to partner with other people so it creates a win-win. And I guess it would be a win-win-win because it's you, your competitor, and the students. So if your competitor has a course, maybe reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed you have a course on A. I actually have a course on B. What if we kind of did a joint venture where we promote each other's courses and helped each other out? Because really, both of your audiences, your students, are wanting to learn the same content. They're in the same industry. So it really does make it a win-win-win. And I've seen this before. I've done this myself where, at first you're competitive or you think, I don't want them to steal my idea. But you know what? Most people are busy. So if you say, if you do reach out and say, hey, I see you have a course for A, I have a course for B, they're probably going to say, oh, wow, that's cool. He has a course, in topic B. I don't have the time to create that right now. I'll just promote that to my audience, and he promotes the course to his audience, and everybody wins. All right, I think I've explained that in depth there. So let's review before we get to number 6. So First 5 ways to make your online course outsell your competition is know that you're unique and that your course is different, and that's a good thing. Number 2, outserve your students. Number 2, pick a niche and create a course for that target audience. Number 4, go deeper. So pick a few parts of the process and go deep. Number 5, partner with your competition to find gaps in each other's courses and serve each other's audience. And number 6 is find how to make the simplest course that only gives the most valued content. I see this with a lot of courses, whether it's my coaching clients or courses I've taken or just courses I've seen. I find that most courses are just an overwhelming amount of information. And to me, I think it's a benefit if your course has almost the 80-20 principle, right? What's the 20% that will give the 80% of the biggest value and create that in your course? In other podcasts, I've talked about having, a 101 level, a 201 level, 301, 401. You don't have to have all your life's knowledge in your course. So think about how to make the simplest course that also gives the most value that the student wants. So don't make your course overcomplicated. Don't think that, a good course has, 50 modules and it's 50 hours of content and will take them 50 years to complete, right? You want it to be something that they feel confident and excited about. You really want your students to have that Netflix binge effect, right? They watch the first video. They're like, wow, that was really easy to implement, or I understand that, I'm excited. They go off and implement it. They binge watch. They come back and they watch the second video. And then they go back and back and back. So a lot of courses are just overly complex. So think about how to make the simplest course that gives the most value. Well, there you go. Those are the 6 ways to make your online course different and unique so that you really don't have competition because your course is different from those other courses in your industry. Well, hey, don't forget, if you want to learn how to create effective course videos, maybe you hate technology, you don't want to waste money on buying gear or learning, how to do it with making a bunch of mistakes, or you don't even want to be on camera or make videos. I've really broken it down step by step so you're not wasting money, you're not wasting time, and you can make effective course videos. So go to easyvideoforcourses.com to learn more and see if that course is right for you. And then lastly, I would be honored if you would leave a rating and review. If you're a podcast listener, you hear podcasters talk about this all the time, but it really helps us. It helps the podcast get featured and more discovered and a bigger audience, because I really, I want to help more people. And the way we can do that is by having more eyeballs on it or more ears on it, I guess, for the cases of podcasts. But anyway, if you go to onlinecoursecoach.com/review, it will take you directly to the iTunes app. You can do it on your phone, you could do it on your computer, or you can do it on, a different podcast app besides iTunes. But that's kind of the king currently, so I'd appreciate that more than the others at this point. Well, hey, keep coming back to the podcast. I love these topics. I love going in deep. I have some podcast interviews coming up, as well as some additional solo shows. So keep listening for those shows. And thank you. I really want to thank you for listening to these podcasts, for sending emails, for interacting with me. I love it. It's been fantastic getting to know so many of you. So keep coming back to the podcast where I say this every week, it is my goal to help you to teach many, to impact millions.